Hello, everybody. Welcome to day 16 of our summer body quest. For those of you who may be new to my world, I'm Angela Orr, serial entrepreneur, pharmacist of 39 years, having done many different things, including owning and operating two pharmacies here in Maine for 15 years. But I like to say now I have gone from medication to meditation, and I help women around the world with their body image as well as, consciously creating the life of their dreams and kind of getting from that unstuck feeling that they may be in right now. But during this particular 21 days, what we're doing is having a quest to our summer body. Now, you're not going to get the summer body physically of your dreams in 21 days. However, it is not just about your physical body. It's about how you feel about yourself. So many women I know have guilt, shame, disgust, hate, even lack of joy about their physical characteristics. And my question is, how can we get to a place where we love our body no matter what it looks like physically, even if we're on that road or journey to making some great changes in your life, which is one of the things that I'm doing at this time. And I really feel like I have been able, with the different things that I'm teaching, using them myself, I've been able to go from a place of lack or a place of feeling bad about myself to a place where I unconditionally love myself, just how I am right now, and as I'm making changes. So over the 21 days, each day I've given different tools and techniques, and I ask you to play full out during the 21 days. At the end, what I suggest is that you take one or two things that really resonated with you and continue with it. Continue with this journey and to continue to work on that self-concept about how you feel about yourself, because that determines so much in your life. I know people who feel very stuck because they're just not comfortable in their bodies. They just don't like themselves. So we are switching that up. Today, we are talking about internal transformation. So we've talked about, transformation is not just on the outside, right? It's inside, internal and external. And yesterday we talked about setting intentions. And yesterday we talked about setting intentions for a physical body. So taking the time to really map out where we want to go and then having some steps. Now, I'm not talking about writing out a whole litany of goals that you have that are going to be unachievable and you're not going to reach, and then you're going to feel discouraged and deflated. And, we know how that goes, right? You just put it aside and don't even think about it. Yesterday, I talked about taking one thing. If it's one thing that you want to change for the physical part of your body, such as eating less sugar, moving a little bit more, having, less sugar, as I said, or eating homemade meals once a day. So something simple that you know that you can stick to. And then from that, you can really habit stack. Today is all about how can we set intentions, and therefore, which are like goals, but to me, an intention is much different because it's really more focused than a goal, because goals so often are not met. Let's just be honest. And I know for myself, when I think of goals and writing them down, sometimes I get deflated before I even start. So now I talk about, and what I really practice is intention setting. So grab a pen, piece of paper, or open up a new document in your Google Drive or however you keep it, if it's Microsoft or Google or whatever you use. And we're going to create intentions that we have for our mind. So as I said, yesterday we talked about intentions for our body. Today is intentions for our mind. So some of the questions that to help prompt some journaling in this area or some thoughts is, what shifts do you want to make in your mindset? What emotional shifts do you want to have? Do you want to cultivate more self-acceptance? Do you want to cultivate more self-worth? Is it that you want to have more self-love? Do you want to release negative patterns of thinking? Or do you have a particular thought that you have a lot that you ruminate and it goes over and over again that you just want to be done with? Or do you want to develop a more positive mindset? Or there's some positive things that are going on that you want to increase the amount of those positive things that you have going on mentally. So once you write down your intentions that you have, again, I would say choose one. Don't try to tackle everything at one time. It took you, however old you are, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 years to get to this point. So it's not going to be overnight that you can change everything. So pick one thing that really is most bothersome to you or that you really want to change. And then what we're going to do is we're going to list out some steps on how we're going to tackle that. So depending on what it is, so say that it is some negative self-talk that you really want to address, and that there's some particular thoughts that you have, like, I really hate my legs. They hurt. I can't stand the way that my thighs jiggle, and I just don't look good in a bathing suit. I don't look good, dressing up. I don't like to wear shorts in the summer. I don't want to go swimming because of my legs. So let's use that as an example. So now what we're going to do is we're going to think about what kind of steps can we take to get rid of that or to minimize that conversation that you have in your head. And there's a lot of different tools that are out there. There's things such as journaling about it, meditating about it, having affirmations that you can replace that conversation with. One of the steps might even be is just to become aware when you talk to yourself like that, because so often we don't even, all of a sudden we just catch ourselves and we're like, wow, how long has that been going on? You realize that you've been talking to yourself like that for the last half an hour. So awareness could be one of the first steps. So write out some maybe steps that you can take. And I would say, again, probably for this example, awareness would be the first step. And then the second step would be, then what are you going to do about it? And it could be replacing it with, as I said, a positive thought, like, they may be heavy, but I love them anyway. So you're not negating that maybe there's some changes that you can make in the physical part of your body, but you're not judging yourself for that either. Because how your legs look do not define who you are as a person. I'm going to repeat that. How your legs look does not define who you are as a person. So that could be maybe your mantra or your affirmation that you say when you start having those thoughts. It could be that you say, I know that I'm working on that and I love myself anyway. Another step that you could take is maybe do some heart-centered breathing. We had a day on heart-centered breathing, which is basically taking breaths in and out through your heart center. And it really helps to bring you back to the present moment and to get out of your head and get into your heart. Because being in your heart is one of the best ways to change those thoughts and who you've been, and really look at living a more heart-centered way, especially when it comes to yourself. It could also be that you seek out other supportive measures, like you work with, listen to some books, or you might listen to some podcasts, or work with a coach or mentor. That's what I've done, to work with a coach or mentor that can help you to see those areas that perhaps you don't see, or to uncover some blocks that you just can't get past. So whatever it is, as I said, break it down to some actionable steps that you can take when you're having that issue. But remember to start, even if it's a very small thing. The most important and hardest step is the first one. So again, to achieve any intention, to me, the key is to break it down into small action. First of all, to have something that's really doable, achievable, not something that's high in the sky and you know that you'll never meet it. And then to break it down into smaller steps that are really actionable and doable within the day so that you can do those things each and every day. And don't forget to celebrate the wins along the way. Small, medium, large, they're all wins. The smallness, mediumness, and or largeness of them is really what the is the what how we interpret it. But they're all wins in my book. And celebrating your wins is so important. And we're going to be talking about that actually in some upcoming days. So get clear on what you want to achieve, start mapping it out, and start using the tool today. It's the best way to really overcome those mental habits that we have. And when you do this, every time you do that, you are actually, from a scientific point of view, rewiring your brain. So you're getting away from those neural networks about how bad and awful you are, and you're building those neural networks and that platform of how great you are, and that your body does not define who you are as a person and a soul. So I'm so glad, I'm so honored that you joined me. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. My contact information is in the description. So if you want to get in touch with me about any questions or concerns you have or about working with me, please feel free to reach out. And I hope that you have a great day, and I can't wait to see you tomorrow.